So that's what I'm saying. Like it's saying fetching video stream, but it's, yeah.
Oh, it says it's now streaming live.
Okay, let's just see what happens. Put your smiley face on. Is it working? Thinking. Maybe.
I think we're live, Pip. Yep, we're live. Yep.
How exciting. We're actually live. All right. So I can't see anything. Don't you love live TV? That's so awesome. All right. So we're going to...
Pip, if you can't see me, let's record it.
I can't see you.
That's not going to work if you can't see me.
I can't see you.
No, that's not going to work.
Okay. Bye, everyone. We're going to go, and then we'll come back at the end of the recording and we'll post the video. See you later. Now I just need to get out of it. Okay. All right. It says live on Facebook up the top there.
Yeah, I know, but it wouldn't work if you can't see me. Then that's crazy.
I don't know.
We're still live.
Okay, let's just see if anyone's there. Is anybody watching us? That is the question. So I'm going to look. We are. Okay. Hi, comments. I can see comments. All right, let's have a look. Yay, thanks, Jody. Thanks, Jody and Kim. We appreciate it. We have no idea what's going on. Right, perfect. All right, lovelies, that's great. We can get going then. This is exciting. So how funny is that? So welcome to Facebook Live. This is the Spiritual Events Directory Showcase Your Business time slot, and my name's Pip Coleman, and tonight I'm going to be speaking to the lovely Jen Compton, who is an author, and she's written a beautiful book, 2 books, called Life's a Mango. I guess you could consider it 2 books because there's the first edition and now there's the second edition. So welcome to Showcase Your Business and Your Book, Jen Compton. Hello.
Thank you, Pip. It's great to be with you.
We are obviously very new to using Facebook Live, so apologies for that confusing beginning, but we are here to talk about Jen's lovely book, Life's a Mango, and she has very kindly offered to come here and join in and share her journey, her writer's journey, and we're going to have a chat. We're going to read some poems. Actually, you're going to recite some poems, and I am going to professionally read your beautiful poems. So yeah, so let's talk about your writing journey, Jen. So perhaps you could share why or where it all began. Where did Life's a Mango begin?
Well, before I do that, I have to admit that at the moment I've been suffering a bit of COVID anxiety, and I don't know if some of the people watching have been feeling that, but it's kind of been something that's just been coming up, and I found that this afternoon I had to go and do a guided meditation to just sort of ground myself and bring myself back to earth. And as the universities want to do, I came across a quote, and I just love to share it with you now because I just think it could be a timely thing for us at the moment. It says, "Trust the wait, embrace the uncertainty, enjoy the beauty of becoming. When nothing is certain, anything is possible." I'll just read it again. Trust the wait, embrace the uncertainty, enjoy the beauty of becoming, and when nothing is certain, anything is possible. And that's by Mandy Hale. And I read that and I just went, oh, thank you. I needed that.
It's so interesting that you use that particular quote, because today when I did my show on this on Spiritual Events Directory, I was talking about my blog, which was about being okay with the becoming, and that we're not ever going to be finished, and that there is always going to be uncertainty. And it's about sinking into that feeling of not being done yet. We talked about not yet.
Right. Interesting, because one of my favorite books this year so far has been Becoming by Michelle Obama. So, you know, the same sort of idea, isn't it? That we're moment by moment always evolving, always changing, and
fantastic.
And seeing the world so differently depending on where we're at on the journey. So the way we see the world when we're 10 is different to when we're 20, to when we're 30, to 40, 50. You know, it's kind of interesting.
That's so true. And that's it makes sense with when you're writing a book as well. You mean you wrote the first edition of the book, and then there was this sort of review, and you went, well, actually, I think I need to write a second edition of this book and add things and change.
That's right. And also I thought that it'd be lovely if I had a few illustrations scattered throughout the book. So I worked with an illustrator called Brooke Doby down on the Gold Coast, and that was lovely too, to bring some of the poems alive with the illustrations. So the first book has 54 poems, and the second one has 76. So it exactly as you say, it's evolved.
That's amazing. So should we perhaps talk about that bit first, maybe the fact that you've started out writing, you have one book, and then you've done the second edition. How did the first one come into being?
The first one came into being because I was off work for a while, and I had kind of chronic fatigue or post-viral fatigue, and I was just literally bedridden for a number of weeks. And I just found myself watching videos by Eckhart Tolle, and also His Holiness the Dalai Lama. And as I watched these videos with Eckhart Tolle, and his message spoke to me in such a profound way, I thought to myself, well, I think I can say what he's saying succinctly in rhyming verse. I don't know why it occurred to me for it to rhyme. I guess I just always love anything that rhymes. You know, life is full of froth and bubble, or whatever it is. Two things stand like stone: kindness in another's trouble and courage in your own. You know, these little pithy kind of rhymes have just always appealed to me. Just started writing poems, which were to do with mindfulness and gratitude, kindness, all sorts of things like that. And then one poem just became another and another and another until I had 54, and friends and family encouraged me to publish the book. So that was a few years ago now. So I sold 500 copies, and then I just had a bit of a break, and I've been working on the second edition. But hopefully it'll be out within the next month or so.
Fantastic. That's great. So I did do a little post earlier on this page so that people can go and have a look at your website and check out and follow your journey. So that's great. And if anyone has any questions, we'll give you some more details at the end. So maybe you could share with us what Life's a Mango means. Like, why did you decide to call the book Life's a Mango? Because as we were talking about earlier, you said it could have been Life's a Pineapple or Life's a Strawberry. So what
what prompted it was, well, is the first poem in the first edition. So why don't I just recite the poem, and then
go ahead.
Everyone will get it straight away.
Right.
Life's a mango. Can life be more perfect than a mango, you think? Sucking flesh and seed, standing at kitchen sink. I'm totally here. I'm totally now. The taste of the mango says OMG pow. I stand at the sink, the juice dripping down. Mango becomes me. The feeling's profound. It demands to be noticed. Blissed out, I'm here. No past, no future, no pain and no fear. Can't quite believe it. Actually healthy. This divine flavor has me feeling wealthy. Be with each moment like you are with this fruit. So much in love now, not in constant pursuit. Taste buds on fire, I am now my tongue. No arms, legs or body, I'm ageless, I'm young. This mango moment in your mouth today, the joy and pleasure make you want to say, thank you for this, thank you for taste. Give thanks for each second, not a moment to waste. Life is a mango, it's rich and it's here. Savor the moment and you'll have no fear.
Beautiful. I love it. And that is exactly what it is, that you have to be in the moment when you eat a mango.
Exactly right. You're totally there. It's just unbelievable that there can be something so delicious and it just overwhelms you. Yeah.
Yes, and you can't be anywhere else because it's such a messy thing, isn't it? And that's a very interesting, life metaphor as well, that whole concept that it's very messy and messy and juicy and, I love that.
I think what I want people to get out of that poem, although everyone will take something different, is just the sacredness of the moment.
Yep.
Because it is such a special thing, a mango, and okay, we're consuming it and we're putting it into our body. But if we can somehow take a little bit of that mango-ness with every single moment, the good and the bad, the sweet and the sour, whatever, we won't miss out on life. We'll be nourishing ourselves literally and others when we fully live in the moment. And that is a huge challenge at the moment, because we're just distracted by so many things, aren't we?
Exactly. So many
technology
and
I don't think anybody gets bored anymore. I think that was something that went out the window when Netflix came in and all those things. So just taking some time out sometimes to smell the roses is another one. And there's another poem that influenced me. When I was growing up in our rumpus room, we had an old framed sign, a poem, and it said, it's the roses in life that make us feel great. The ones on the grave, well, I guess they're too late.
Oh, so true. Yeah, because they have roses, I mean, flowers in general have that sort of beautiful in nature element, and then they seem to be used for the end, when you can't actually appreciate the flower anymore. That's
in lots of contexts, aren't they? Like in romantic contexts as well, the 12 roses and it is. It's interesting.
There's lots of different times when you would bring a flower into you could have called it Life's a Rose.
I can see me eating a rose at the sink.
I can see a series of life's up, as you move on to the next thing.
That's right.
That's fantastic. Let's see if anyone has any comments to make while we're in the process of doing this, since we are live. That's okay. Give us some hearts and things, folks, if you're out there.
I wonder if we've got any dog lovers out there, Pip. Do you think they'd like to hear my dog poem?
Oh, sorry, I'm just talking to myself. Oh, lots of people are there. Great, Alice, Kerry, thank you, Trez, Deb. I'm hearing myself on the computer. I'll turn that off. Okay, all right. Go ahead and share. What would you like to share now?
Yeah, I was just wondering. I think there's probably a lot of people out there who love dogs, and I know my dog poem's quite popular. And I've heard that during COVID, people have been buying more pets, which is a great thing. Yeah, buying them from.
Yeah, that's so great. Yeah, go ahead and share
your dog. You come home from work as tired as can be. Your four-legged friend you is happy to see. He wags his tail, licks you on the face. Incredible, really. This greeting is ace. A dog doesn't judge you or think you're a jerk. He just loves you a lot. He'll stay when you're hurt. You can see why we say he is man's best friend. No matter what happens, he's there to the end. You're out for an hour or maybe the day. The greeting's the same. She's willing to play. So what can she teach us, this friendly canine? More joy and connection. Everyone would feel fine. When you walk in the door, she would not watch TV. She'd bark and jump up, fill you all with glee. No sulking or temper, no anger, resent. She's right in the moment, fully now and present. Imagine if we could live life this way. People would feel loved all through the day. Greet people you know as if you're their pet. No licking or jumping, just happiness get. You can't wag your tail or lick them on the face, but you can be joyful and feel full of grace. So next time you see someone that you know, remember this poem and watch their heart glow. Smile warm and be pleased. Let your body relax. Look at them special, give them your max. You will make their day by greeting them such. Remember your dog who loves you so much. Be present right now. Make your eyes wag. Walk up to them smiling. Don't feel like a dag. It's so great to see you. Make your face bright. And remember your dog. By George, he's so right.
That's so cute. I love that that whole concept of being really present is perfect. And because that is exactly what animals do. They live in the present moment. You know, it's only really humans who seem to get lost in that future or lost in the past. And, you know, that's what Eckhart Tolle talks about as well, is that, you know, the power of now, you know.
That's right. Yeah. And it's true. We sort of oscillate, don't we, between the past and the future. And I heard a quote the other day that I really liked by Viktor Frankl, you know, who wrote that famous book, Man's Search for Meaning. And
Yes.
he survived the Holocaust. And he said, he was a psychologist as well, or a psychiatrist. And he said, between stimulus and response, there is a gap. And I just thought, wow, that spoke to me in a big way. So again, coming back to that idea of, well, we all have choices to how we react, but yeah, just trying to stay present and grounded before we sort of react to something.
Right.
But yeah, pets can teach, animals can teach us a lot, can't they? I heard on the radio the other day a lady talking about cats. She was a cat expert, and she said cats are teaching all of us about mindfulness.
That's so cool. I mean,
yeah.
and you know, even just this morning I was talking to an animal trainer, and she trains dogs, and she was talking exactly about this, how dogs and animals in general are our teachers. And you know, it's so interesting how all these conversations weave together. And you know, that concept of mindfulness, you know, you mentioned that in the book, that you have you know, that mindful inspiration for inner transformation is what you are bringing with Life's a Mango. Perhaps you could explain how that works
with the
mindfulness. Yeah, the mindful inspiration for inner transformation. Like that's one of your quotes that you've written. Yeah.
So I think before we can get that kind of inspiration, we need to be very relaxed. And that's what was something that I think I learnt when I had the chronic fatigue, is that I was so relaxed, for want of a better word. I didn't have any energy, but all my, everything just sort of disappeared. I was just so chilled, I suppose you'd say. And that's when the creativity started to flow. So I think before we can become inspired, I'm not saying we have to, but I think we need to find a place which is quiet and still. And I guess that's why so many people are finding meditation now beneficial, whatever that word means to them, whether it's gardening or whether it's sitting quietly or, you know, doing body scans or counting the breath or whatever it is. Yeah, we need to just go within and be still and quiet, and then things will happen and answers will come. Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, that's so beautiful. And that whole concept of mindfulness is, I think it's interesting that you've combined the concept of mindfulness with poetry. That sort of combination is something that I haven't seen, you don't see very often. You know, you see people writing about mindfulness and you see people writing about poetry, but to combine the two together is something unique, I think. I mean, I could be wrong. Perhaps you found other people.
I hope so, Pip. Yeah, I hope that's a selling point for my book. I mean, that's one of the things I say, that, you know, it's a mindfulness book, but it's in rhyming verse. So, and I've called the second edition, Life's a Mango, a guide to awakening through rhyming wisdom. And I hope it is like that. You know, I'm not saying that, you know, with Life's a Mango tucked under your arm, you'll have the answer to all the questions in life. But I'd love to share something with you that I haven't shared with anybody before. And that is that when I wake up in the morning, that's probably my lowest point of the whole day. For some reason, the negative head really starts to get a grip on me as soon as I wake up. And Eckhart Tolle, I think, calls it the psychic parasite. And so I start to become the observer, and I go, okay, so there you are again. And then I try to immediately switch to gratitude. And I just start thanking for the soft bed that I'm in, that I'm safe, that I can hear birds chirping. I start to do this. And then no matter how I feel, I try to get up, put my tracksuit on and my runners, and I go for a run and a walk. And it's more a walk than a run. And I'm lucky enough to live in a beautiful suburb in Brisbane, and we have a creek, and I walk along the creek. And as I'm walking along, I recite all the poems that I know off by heart. And I think I know about 22 now.
Wow.
And it's really interesting because when I get back home, and I'm not trying to blow my own trumpet here, but because I've actually been reciting things that are focusing on virtue and kindness, gratitude, all those positive emotions that we're told actually change the brain, and researchers are now telling us that's so. Yes. I come back in such a much better mood. Like, I don't know if I'm vibrating at a higher level or whatever it is, but I can feel it, you know. And other people that have endorsed my book or given me feedback say that when they read the poems, that they too have a feeling of being uplifted and feeling more joyful and just being in a happier space. Right. So, I just wanted to share that because hopefully it is more than just a book of nice poems, that if you read them, it will make a difference, I think.
Yes. Oh, I think that's lovely. And it has a really beautiful energy to it just in general. But I don't have my hard copy yet, but I've been reading the ebook versions, and the energy comes out of each of the different poems is, you can feel what your intention is when you're reading the poem. I think that's something that I've noticed when I've been reading the poems. And
did you have a favorite Pip that really spoke to you?
The one that I've picked out to share today, this is my new favorite because this one's from the new book, isn't it? The new edition.
That's right.
So it's a new poem.
Because, I don't know. Which one is it? Which one have you chosen?
It's the catch up.
The catch up. Yeah.
Yes. So the catch up is, and I thought that this was was from the new, because I didn't recognize it from the first edition when I was looking it through. So yes, and so we were talking about whether or not to read something. So I thought, well, I'll share the catch up because I liked that one as my new favorite, as I said.
Nice choice.
Yes, and there's more. I'm sure there's more. I still haven't finished reading the book yet, so I'm sure there'll be more favorites. And that's what I always say when I'm talking about my book. I always go, oh, this is my favorite story. And then the next story is like, oh, wait, this is my favorite story. And it keeps changing all the time. Depends on the day. But yes, so this is the catch up, and it's on page 39, although no one has the book yet, so they can, just so you know, it's on page 39. So the catch up. As I drive to the cafe, my thoughts jump ahead 1 hour. What I'll say, how I'll act as I engage with this power. The filter in the mind is always right there in place. What I hide, what I don't, will it save me from grace? With some friends, I'm the listener. With others, I talk more. The ones I like best are where we both share the floor. The ones I know, those who prefer to talk about self. So I sit, listen well, and ask them about health. Then there's my mum, who loves to listen with joy, hangs on each word I say. Come on, don't be coy. Others ask me questions, but they're being polite. If I talk more than a minute, their eyes drift to the right. With some, I'm on guard, scared to open too much, might be used as a weapon, so I stay light, such and such. With some friends, it's like a warm bubble bath. You relax, you connect, you talk and you laugh. The time passes quickly and you're sad when it ends. You love being with them, these beautiful friends. What I love most, and I bet you do too, is when you say something and friends ask for a review. They're seeking more info, not just being polite. They're trying to get you so they understand right. My eyes just light up when I know someone's listened. Oh my gosh, we've connected. My eyes start to glisten. It feels like we're playing a great game of ping pong. We hit the ball to each other and our rally is long. As I take a keen interest in the world of my friend, she relaxes, opens up, a kind message I send. I give such a gift when I let her just speak, forget myself for a while and become a bit meek. When the meeting is over, she goes on her way. She'll remember my gift because I let her have her say. I didn't compete or take over the show. I was gracious and kind. In her heart, they just know. Oh, in their heart, they just know. You try not to judge them or talk too much about you. You just take delight in their point of view. It reminds me of my mum who delights in my words. With a friend, I give space because it's what she deserves. My gift to her now is to see behind speech, work out her needs as their meaning they reach. It feels like a therapist trying to get to the core behind the words in her mouth. Well, there's always much more. As they realize it matters to you, the words that they say, they'll like and respect you. Gosh, you might make their day. So next time you catch up with the friend that you know, stay curious and just listen. See how they start to glow. It's funny how friends can do this to me. I wonder who I'll be today when I meet them at 3.
I think most of us can relate to that poem.
Yeah.
It's funny, isn't it, how every human being we're with will bring out a different aspect of our personality.
So true.
Yeah.
It's so interesting. But yeah, I love that that one little line there that says, you know, when they start to listen, you know, that when you go, oh, that person really wants to hear what I have to say. And they say, what do you mean by, or like, oh, have you thought about, and you can feel that energy between you. That's so fantastic. Like I
think
love
it's called active listening. And I think it's one of the greatest gifts you can give another human being is to truly listen to what they're saying. And it's not easy, but
yeah, especially with what we were talking about before, when you have so many distractions and you have the phone and the people and that sort of thing. If you're trying to listen to somebody, I like that whole concept of putting your phone, you know, upside down or away. I don't even have it on the table. If I'm having a conversation with someone, I don't have my phone anywhere near me. I just put it in my bag.
That's such a great idea.
It's a nice way to keep you present.
Absolutely. And I think it's showing respect to the person that you're with, because you're saying to them, you're more important than any call that's going to come through now.
Right.
So I think putting it on silent, it is nice, even if it's just for half an hour, but because you're truly present for that person. For
sure. I'm just checking in to see if anyone has any questions for us, if anyone's wanting to ask any questions. Otherwise we'll keep going.
I wanted to say, Pip, that a couple of things. First of all, if there's anybody out there listening who would like to buy a copy of the new edition for themselves and also for somebody that they love, I'd like to offer to the people who are watching tonight an offer of $40 for both the books. And for anyone out there who buys a book for themselves, for their loved one, and somebody who needs inspiring, I'm happy to cover the cost of postage. So I just wanted to put that out there.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's really cool. So someone has asked a question about who the book is written for. Like, who do you who do you think?
It's a good question, because on the back of the first edition, it actually says that the book will will speak to everyone from 5-year-olds to centenarians will find inspiration, truth and hope in these insightful real-life transformations that all of us can relate to. I'm a primary school teacher, and every year we have a poetry recital competition. Well, we do now. I instigated it 3 years ago.
You started it.
So we've got a few copies in the library, and so I'm finding that the poems speak to kids as young as 8 or 9, and yeah, all the way through. And a lot of the people who've bought the book have been well, I've got nurses, I've had counsellors, psychologists, a minister over in Scotland who uses some of the poems during her, what do you call it, sermon.
Great.
So yeah, look, there's poems in there for every age group. I didn't want to write poetry that, you remember those poems at school when a teacher, you'd go through the poem and no one would have any idea what they were talking about, and the teacher would take about 2 weeks to sort of unpack it and tell you what it was about. I thought, no, that's not what the poetry. I want poetry that's going to speak straight to the heart.
Yeah.
So yes, it's a book for everyone, I'd say.
That is fantastic. I think it's really cool. That's good. Oh, there's some people who are online from the UK.
Oh,
so,
hello.
Yeah, and New Zealand.
Oh,
hi,
wow.
Deb. Hi, Trees.
Beautiful.
So,
you know how I read the Life's a Mango poem before?
Yes.
Well, this is my tea towel that I have with the poem written on it.
Excellent.
So anybody who buys 3 copies or more today will also get a tea towel.
That's great. And you can also win the tea towel if you go to Jen's website and check it out at jencompton.com. You can go to the website and sign up for the newsletter for her information, so you know when the new book launches. And you can fill in a little box. I remember doing it when I signed up, and you have what is the alliteration?
So yeah, for every month of the year. So today's the last day of July. So
right.
It's now or never for J.
It's still a J.
You just have to enter a simple sentence with an alliteration. So most letters in the sentence have to start with the letter J. And the one that I feel speaks to me, you know, whether it's mindfulness or humor or a bit of both, will win one of the Life's a Mango tea towels.
Great. That's fantastic. So yes, I did. I was competing against another poet the other day when I was putting my my.
Oh, that's right. You were putting yours in. Yes.
And yeah, so tomorrow we're changing over to August, so it'll all be A.
That's right. It will.
But yes.
Yeah.
So that's fantastic. So we've almost come to the end of our time. I think we've almost.
I've got one that I'd like to share with people. Yeah, and it's called Frozen. And
yes.
I'm aware that as I'm, I don't know why, but a lot of my friends are women who are older than me, women who might be in their 60s or 70s. And I'm aware as I'm getting older that the way sometimes we relate to one another is as if we've been that age all our lives. And perhaps that's why we feel very tender towards people we've known since we were children, because they've seen us at all the different stages along the way. But, you know, I get sucked into seeing people as frozen in time as well. So I'd like to share this one with you, Pip, and with everyone else who's watching.
Sure.
Frozen. We see people frozen in time, was once a young girl who knew how to climb. As the voice becomes soft and the bones become weak, the hair greys and thins, need a pad because I leak, white spots on the legs, dark marks on my hand, lines etched on my face, food starts to taste bland. It really is weird how the outside does change. Look at me in a photo and the shock is quite strange. Your essence within still remains clear, but the body and skin to the mirror says fear. It just makes you realise that the way we relate depends on your age. It bears so much weight. Kids on the internet can pretend to be old, get people's respect because nobody's been told. When I go to a shop and I start to speak, they're staring at 50, not at 20, so sweet. We need to see past the face that is aging, all these moments of life which have been engaging. When I was a small girl, I never dreamt for a mo that I would be old like my nana. And so now I have more respect for the olds that I see. I imagine the stories and their past history. So many movies play around with this theme. People get old, yet they still long to be seen. It's a number of days. It's not really old. A lifetime of moments, a story that's told. You will be amazed by the things they can tell, their thoughts and their travels, tales from heaven to hell. It's so easy to see people as if frozen in time, like thinking a clock face has always shown 9. So next time your brain sees that face as old, find a better word, not frozen, it's gold. Show your grandchild a photo of you from the past. What a shock they'll get to see you. Wow, that's a blast. They can't quite believe you could look so young, your face and your body, time, the damage it's done. Perhaps the gift wrapped looks worn on the outside, not the present within, which is where you reside. May you be healthy and may you live long. Take your B vitamins so your mind remains strong. Read Patrick Holford's Say No to Alzheimer's. You won't lose your marbles. You'll be healthy old timers. If you keep your thoughts bright, grateful and kind, your outside may fade, but your essence divine.
Gorgeous. I love that one. I like that one too. I was sort of
You were weighing them both up, were you?
And I was like, I felt like I resonated more with the catch-up one. So that was, but yeah, that's maybe because I haven't quite got to the I do feel that stage of like, you know, coming to the end of my 40s. So I'm starting to go, right. Okay. So we're getting to, to the middle now.
Oh, yes. Yeah. It's not easy. And especially, I think, because our society seems to really treasure usefulness. So, yeah. But I think when we keep that essence within, that the gratitude and the kindness, I think it just shines through on our face, doesn't it? That I remember going to a course many years ago and they said, well, you can't help the face that you're born with, but you can help the face that you die with. Because I think the thoughts we have in our head, they start to reflect on our face.
Yep, definitely. Yeah, that's so cool. I love that. And yeah, look, it's been really lovely, Jen, chatting to you.
You too, Pete. Thanks so much. You're a gracious hostess.
We will I've put the links into this this post so that people can go to jencompton.com, check out the book, and take up your offers if they would like to. And if they subscribe, obviously, to the newsletter, then they'll actually go into the draw to win the tea towel, which is fantastic.
Yeah, and just saying, I don't bother people with lots and lots of newsletters. At the most, I will do one a month. So yes, I won't be one of those pestery people that fill up your email box. But no, thank you, everyone, and thanks so much, Pip. It's just been a real pleasure, and I wish everybody all the best during these challenging times. And yeah.
Take good care, everybody. Thank you, Jen. And thanks, everybody. This was Showcase Your Business with Pip Coleman and Jen Compton. And we look forward to seeing you again on another Facebook Live. We'll see you soon. Bye for now. Love hearts. Great. Oh, how do we stop it?